Yet again, the Arizona Cardinals, number one in this week's power rankings. They earned it coming out of their bye, getting the big win in Chicago. They played like the team that should be accustomed to playing outdoors in December in Chicago. Of course, they used to be in Chicago. Not a lot of movement in the top half. The Ravens fell a few spots by losing. That bumped up the Chiefs, the Rams, and the Cowboys one spot each. Chris, anything jump out to you as problematic in the top half of the rankings?
I don't think anything like problematic. I think the one thing I would probably do if I were you, and again, I don't think it's like egregious that you have this, I would probably go Cardinals 1, Buccaneers 2, maybe Packers 3, Patriots 4. But I'm not like sitting here going, oh man, that's crazy. I think the Patriots could probably win an ugly game against the Packers. But I think in like a head-to-head matchup, I just think of it that way, like Patriots versus Packers, Patriots for Bucks right now. I'd probably take the other two teams. I'd take the Packers or the Patriots. That's the one thing that jumps out to me. But, I mean, it's not egregious. I understand you having the Patriots in number 2. They're playing really damn good football right now. I think the other one I would probably look at number 8 and 9. Like, again, I just don't know how good the Ravens are. I don't. The Ravens, the Chargers, there's a few other teams in the AFC here where I still got questions about. And I can't believe that as we're going here, into mid-December. But I would probably put the Titans above the Ravens for sure. I would. I know they lost their last 2 games, but man, one was in a monsoon. The other one, they went toe-to-toe with the Patriots and just messed up some situations. The score was misleading. But other than that, I mean, I like what you got, Mike. I really do. And I'm not even saying I dislike what I just said that much.
Direct Driver makes the comment, I don't trust the Cardinals. No matter how many games they win, they will be a quick out in the playoffs. And they can't shake that vibe.
Right.
And that may be the irony for the Cardinals. We keep using that word today, but I think we're using it properly. They play so well during the regular season that they earn home field advantage in a season where they have already 7 double-digit road wins and may have 8. They have Detroit coming up and could have 9 if they roll the Cowboys like they did last year. And their reward is to play at home where it feels like they're vulnerable. They've lost both of their games at home this year.
Yeah, no, it is crazy that I mean, again, losing the Packers, that was a tough one, certainly. Again, that's another game you look at and go, yeah, they lost, but, man, a lot of that was self-inflicted. I don't necessarily look at it as like, oh, the Packers overwhelmed Rondale Moore on a punt return that he dropped, or a screen pass that went through his head and got intercepted, or through his hands and intercepted. But I think your base comment there is real. Like, I just don't. We haven't seen Arizona be battle tested yet enough over the last few years to just believe in them as a playoff football team. But I don't know. There's so much talent on both sides of the ball. I have a hard time thinking one and done. I know that. They know how to play the game schematically, and they got a lot of playmakers to back it up.
It is going to be a challenge for them, though. They don't have the same kind of weather home field advantage, obviously, that you're going to have in Green Bay or Buffalo or other climates where you have to worry about wind, snow, and rain. And also, I wonder how extensively the fans of the road team in that playoff game will be present at State Farm Stadium.
Right.
And how much of a home field advantage it really will be. It's not like the Chargers where it gets overrun, but I feel like the road team fans end up with a lot of tickets to those games. And in the playoffs, are the Cardinals fans going to come out in full support, or will there be some secondary market transactions where Packers fans or Cowboys fans or Buccaneers fans end up showing up and making a lot of noise for the Cardinals? Maybe that's good. Maybe it needs to feel like a road game for the Cardinals the way they played on the road.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I think what we see there, though, just as far as like those are some answers for being battle tested to a degree, is the fact that they can go on the road and do that. There's certainly something there about them rallying together. But the thing I'll go back to with the Cardinals, they got a lot of different ways they can beat you. And that's where I think it's impressive about their team. It's no longer they just have to throw the ball, forward wide receivers, Texas Tech, Red Raiders, type of offense. They got, they can play power football. They can throw screens. They got a good short passing game. They got a little play action and boots to go with it. So you can't just say, oh, if we stop this one element, we'll stop the Cardinals. We saw last week. They can do it with defense and being conservative on the offensive side of the ball. And I think that's where, we all got to start giving them a little bit more respect.
Funny comment from Enemy for the People on the fact that the Rams are at 6 and the Cowboys are at 7. Cowboys are better than the Rams, and I hate you for making me type that. I don't think the Cowboys are currently better than the Rams. Do you?
I don't either. No. I mean, that was a ugly win against the Saints. I mean, really no sustained drive the whole night, just a few big plays. To me, that's not going to be like, able to be consistently relied on, especially as you get into playoff football. I mean, they lost to the Raiders. They got dominated by the Chiefs in Kansas City. 2 weeks before that, dominated by, the Denver Broncos, where I could sit there and get behind you to go, yeah, the Rams are better. And where I would say, too, is like, again, there's self-inflicted stuff. It wasn't games where I went, oh, my gosh, they're physically getting overwhelmed and getting beat that way. I think there's a little bit more of that in the Cowboys' losses as compared to the Rams' losses, at least. And, yeah, I'm with you. I think I'd put the Rams a smidgen ahead of the Cowboys as well.
One last note on the way out the door. The Raiders down from 14 to 18. Jared says the Raiders will beat Kansas City, jump 10 spots, then lose the next week to continue the cycle of death. Mm-hmm. And that's what so many teams are this year. We think they're good after they get a big win, and then they fall flat on their face, and it's just up and down, and it's leading to a very compelling final 5 weeks as we try to figure out who is going to make it to the single elimination round.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.